Yes, good evening, everybody. I told you people that the eagle has landed actually, and the eagle is the king of the bird. He has actually emphasized it on and on every rodent, on every carnivores, on every cripple, creeps. I mean crawling animals like snakes and the rest of them. If the eagle lands, it's gonna pick snake, no matter how huge or big, and take it up to the mountain where it keeps, its children on the nests. The topmost part of the mountain, that is eagle for you. Then yesterday we discussed about reassigning of another chief justice or chief judge to handle Nnamdi Kanu's case. And barely 24 hours, we've seen the eagle. The eagle scaring all the animals in the forest, all the animals in the jungle, the fish in the high sea. The eagle actually has the fastest eyesight in the world. Among all the creation that God has created, the eagle could be as high as 10,000 kilometers in the altitude, in the high sky, and still sight, and could at least recognize the fish in the high sea or ocean. And when it lands, it's gonna pick it up, no matter how huge the fish is. So that's it. The newly appointed chief judge or justice to handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, the man was, since yesterday or day before yesterday, subjected to this intensive, psychological intensity, thinking, serious trauma, dilemma. The man was subjected to that dilemma for how many hours? He was thinking how he's going to handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. See, let me tell you, listen good. Nnamdi Kanu is not a boy. He's among the men. There are people we call men. Actually, if you want to prepare, embark on that kind of venture, I tell you, it is a big econ project to preside over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. You must know whom you are. You are a justice, you are a chief judge, you must be a son, because Kanu always goes to the court anytime they summon him with sons, not junior lawyers or barristers, no. And this man that is about to handle Kanu's case, I'm telling you, he has actually discovered that it is a very big project to handle. And, delving into project like that project of that nature is a big challenge in his life, in his legal life. You know what the man did? I hope all of you had the news. Have you got the news? News. Yes, have you heard the news? It's a great news. News. A justice appointed by Federal Republic of Nigeria to handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case, because the sitting justice, Chief Judge Binta Nyako, has actually absconded. Yes, he rescued herself. She rescued herself and absconded. She left the case. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is not moi case. A man that was set free by both Supreme Court, Appeal Court, is still being held, and someone is trying to take charge of that judgment, presiding over next sitting in the nearby future. And I want everybody to remember that Kanu's appearing to court again was suspended indefinitely, meaning no appropriate date, no appointed date, no appointed time. You've seen it, the word absolute is the same with the word indefinite. Yes, Kanu's coming to court. Nobody has given us the case. Before you know it, Nigerian government dived into, employing another chief justice or judge to handle Kanu's case. And do you know what? Since the man was appointed to preside over Kanu's case, he has been thinking, he has been brooding over it, because it is a very serious case. It's not moi case. Because before you could ever go to court with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must know how many cases you have won internationally. A man that was extraordinary rendition from Nairobi, Kenya into Nigeria was set free 2 times. During Buhari regime, Kanu was set free. He won in the court. It sued federal government to South Court, Umuahia High Court. Kanu won with incentives, 2 billion naira. Did they give it to him? Because they believe that they can do anything to Igbo man and go scot-free. Tinubu thinks that Igbo man is nobody, that he is Jagaban. Igbo man invested hugely in the southwest. There is nothing they can do. After all, Baba Wolowo did it to them and get scot-free. Who are they? Leave the Igbo man. They did not even vote for me and I don't want to know. That's why I could not include them in my own cabinet. Yes, among my ministers, how many are there? Tinubu thinks he can play with Igbo man's brain and go scot-free. This time around, we have a very intelligent man who is well educated, endowed with the knowledge of both local and international law. I was asking myself when I learned that the reassigned judge, the newly reassigned judge, has left the case, hands up the case, and do what? Abscond. He absconds because the man is not needed to go and insult himself. If anybody is handling that case now, as I'm talking to you, today is being, I think, today is 11th. Yeah. Today is 11th of March, 2025. Be rest assured that anybody that handles that case will be disgraced, locally and internationally, by the man of timber and caliber, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So many chief justices, judges are saving their heads and integrity. That's why the newly assigned chief judge absconds. The man takes off, heading from where to where. I don't know, from the axis of the region he comes from in Nigeria here. I would have told you that maybe the man is heading all his ways to Sahara Desert. Okay, is the man from Kenya? I don't know. Nigeria should have invited a Kenyan because they illegally absconded. You know, they illegally renditioned Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya. Kenya is involved in this matter. They would have invited a Kenyan man, and by citizenship, Kanu was having with him then British international passport. Britain is involved too. Okay, maybe they are going to involve a British lawyer. Yes. Britain, they are going to bring a lawyer. Almighty Britain that has, you know, campaigned in the 60s for absolute extermination of the Igbo race, to wipe them off the map, geography of the earth. Britain did that, sponsoring Fulani, interviewing young boys, asking them, are you people sure you are not fighting or espionaging for Biafra? The boys, all those boys, they were crying, no, children of 13, 14, British journalists, British men, the British watch, folding their hands. Fulani Janjaweeds, Fulani murderers, Fulani nomadic, Fulani headers, shooting, buying Igbo youths, small boys. They calmed it, Britain calmed it, they supervised it, they dragged the body of these innocent youths into shallow graves all over Nigeria. Wow! A British man, a Christian, a British man, a Muslim, a British man, a theist, British man, monotheist. Are they polytheists? Do they have many gods they serve? I was asking myself that Britain is a Christian country because I was born and brought up in a family, Anglican family, Church of England, by Henry VIII. But today, I've actually understood that no British man is a Christian. They are into witchcraft. They killed and killed and killed. They sponsored Nigerian military clique, supplying them with various, military hardwares, firearms, to make sure that they eliminate the Igbos from 1967 to 1970. For over 36 months, the Igbos were being maimed and killed in their large numbers to the tune of 6 million. Exactly what happened in Europe when the Nazist regime under Adolf Hitler actually eliminated the Jews at the tune of 6 million. Holocaust concentration camp. Dragging the Jews naked in their concentration camp, pour acid and other dangerous gas. They melt their bodies, convert it into industrial oil. They use it to generate their plants in their various industries in Germany. The kind of hostility, the kind of aggressiveness and wickedness a man called Adolf Hitler actually perpetrated against his fellow man, human being. And here we are in Nigeria. Here, Fulanis are bent on killing the Christians on a daily basis. We've seen American Vice President trying to delve or involve in a case of Sunday Jackson, who was a farmer at Adamawa State. All of a sudden, Fulani headers, they at least, came into his farm and started to at least fight him with knives and sticks. He fought and fought and fought and prevailed on one of them on self-defense and by one of the Fulani headers. You know what happened? Nigerian court, Nigerian judiciary actually condemned him to death. A man that was working in his farm, defending himself from Fulani killers, headers, was sentenced to death by Nigerian courts. How many were acquired by Fulani at the axis of Benue? Thousands. How many were acquired by Fulani at the axis of Ondo State? This weekend, 30. 2021, 18. 30, 21. A professor from England was spied. How many at the Gongos community and the Barakwa? 30, 40, 50. In Yoruba land, thousands as well, including those Obas, were acquired along Ibadan Express, along Ekiti Express, along the Lorraine Express. Today, if you kill a Fulani, murderous Fulani man, Nigeria government will jail you and condemn you by hanging. What a country. I think Trump has lots and lots of job to do. Christians are dying on daily basis in Nigeria with nobody to care. Nobody cares. Christians are dying. Nobody cares because Fulani hegemonists, they believe that they are sitting on top of us. Every Christian in Nigeria, our life is hanging here. Imbalance on the, at least, at the mercy of the Fulani hegemonists. They have right to do all things. They use money and they entice southern Nigerians, the politicians, the clergymen, and they could not come out to say the truth. And they have not been telling the whole world the truth. Then it's the high time that Trump do something, because Christians, they were dying in their large numbers since Muhammad Buhari's regime. And today, it is the era of Tinubu administration. They are dying in their large numbers. I mean, Christians, fellow Christians. Tinubu could not say anything because Tinubu wants to rule Nigeria. In the past, Farah Sonte's daughter was shot on the highway at Ekiti axis. Highway to, I think, to Ondo or Benin or Abuja. The innocent woman came from the United Kingdom. All of a sudden, on the way, on the highway, was stopped. She was stopped by Fulani headers. They shot her. They killed her. Tinubu visited the elderly man, the father of this lady, Farah Sote. You know what Tinubu did there? Because Tinubu wanted to rule Nigeria. Instead of condemning the action of the Fulani headers that by this woman, Tinubu said, anybody can die in Nigeria. At least Evans, they kill people. Evans, the kidnapper, was he not killing people? That was what Tinubu said. Instead of saying the right thing, he started blaming the Igbos. Who are the Fulani herders? The herders, the cattle rearers are from the north. How come about mentioning Igbo man in this matter? Tinubu has gone a very long way to hurt Igbo man. Anti-Igboist. Opposite, let me tell you. You love Tinubu, you love APC, you love Fulanis, and they are playing games with Igbo man's life. Time shall come. It is time that shall tell. ICC, International Criminal Court, it is waiting for you there. Failure to do so, we the Igbos all over the world will actually come en masse to tell you that we miss our brothers and sisters you've been crying on daily basis in Imo State. It extended beyond Omona, the kinsmen. It extended beyond Imo State and their community. You have pied lots and lots of Igbo youths, because Fulani has made you governor, promising you to rule Nigeria the next time. Anyways, what we are trying to say is that your brother Nnamdi Kanu is about to come out, because no chief justice, no judges could at least have the courage to have face-to-face rapport with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at various courts of the Federation. Nnamdi Kanu is above humiliation. He knows international law, he knows local law, he knows Nigerian constitution. I hope that this man wouldn't have absconded. Oh my God, the man absconded and run away. Nobody wants to drag his integrity on the mud. They are all afraid because they are fake judges. They are based on partiality. They are coming to judge Kanu with partiality. But Kanu is there waiting. If he come, he will educate you on law. Why is it that Bita Yako absconded? He recused herself. He saved her pride and integrity and bow out. Nande Mekasian and these people. Nande Merevalo. Nnamdi Kanu, Chief Justice in Kofua with Teleko George Nnamdi Kanu. The man aban also. Alukwaim. The man bala alukwaim. Because onye do the egu, onye do malo law. O mali iwu Nigeria, mali iwu mba niile, malo iwu United Nations, mali iwu AU na Africa here. Mali iwu ECOWAS. Nnamdi Kanu bụ onye Chineke tele mmanụ. O nwere ya enwe ike ikpe because Nnamdi Kanu anakwa na free. Kedizi ikpe na eke. Onye court to vindicate golu. Court has actually discharged him. Tinubu still jidie maka onye Igbo. Osimi Tinubu kpọrọ Igbo manụ nkụ. Tinubu kpọrọ anyị nkụ. Ọ kpọrọ Igbo manụ nkụ bụ Tinubu. Tinubu kpọrọ Igbo manụ nkụ. 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 Nnamdi Kanu's case, a newly reassigned chief judge has absconded and found his way into Sahel countries. Sahel countries is a land of desert. He's not going to even remain in the southern Nigeria, because if he does, we are going to bring him and force him to go to court and judge Nnamdi Kanu, to set him free. And after setting him free, we will be there and make sure that they open door for Nnamdi Kanu to go free. That's why he ran away. He fizzled out. The newly assigned judge has absconded on his way to Persian Gulf, where he will go and meet all the Fulani, all the Arab world there, and tell them what God has done in Igbo land. A man that has come to set the black Jews free and exonerate at least the prince of Africa called Biafra, a candlelight on the topmost part of the mountain. Newly assigned judge has run. The Igbos have been going through lots and lots of humiliations and exploitation in the 70s. And it continued like that. We delved into 80s. From 80s, we are here today, new millennium. Donkey 55 years after the war. The Igbos are subjected to all manners of humiliation, political humiliation, religious humiliation, social humiliation. They even deny us our own dividend of democracy. No port, seaport, airport, international airport. After building Mweri International Airport, Cargo One, it is stagnated today because Fulani doesn't want it to be operational. Obiano spent billions on that airport. Fulani doesn't want it to be operational so that Igbo land will not develop. Why are we stagnated? Because of religion. Igbo man must be free. We are Christians. We will never have anything to do with Islam. Islam can never proliferate in Igbo land. It's a religion of the Fulanis from Timbuktu, Senegal and Gambia, Guinea. All these Sahel countries, they are all Muslims. And the Igbo man can never buy into that. See, let me just make my point clear here. The newly appointed judge that was at least bribed but funded with money to go and say, Nnamdi Kanu, you have to go 20 years. You will be jailed. The man has actually decided not to drag his integrity on poto. Secondly, or notwithstanding, of course, we know how competent Kanu is with, knowledge of international law and local law. The man saved himself. That's why he excused himself. He's not going anywhere again. The man has escaped. He has escaped shame. International disgrace. It's better for him. Because yes, emengba emelo dachi nyaka di manjiro cho kia bia ko akụkọ na court okocha ko buli ifele nawa. Hey, the assigned chief judge to handle Nnamdi Kanu's case has absconded and he has been disgraced out without actually meeting the man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the great man of our time, the Igbo leader, both in diaspora and at home. Kanu is an ego, and he has landed again. Thank you so much. This is Extreme News. Subscribe from my channel. Hit the notification. At least, bell. Like me on the comment section. Discuss with me as well. I still remain Mr. Ralph Tresvant. Good night.